So, in what may or may not be the greatest news in the world for Indiana Fever fans, we have gotten a little bit of an update. A little bit of an update here from Chloe Peterson, who is probably the main journalist involved with the Indiana Fever. And realistically, this is not an ideal scenario for anyone, but it's an update. And look, to say that she doesn't have any extra information is wrong. She 1,000,000% has extra information. She 1,000,000% has information that we don't have. But I don't know. Again, I don't think she's got anything too crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if she knows what some people in the Fever organization do, and I'd say it's very much kept under wraps what's going on with Caitlin Clark. But let's take a listen right here.
As we start to answer some questions. First question comes from Krista, who asked this, and she follows up, to your knowledge, is Caitlin practicing with the team at all yet? And just in case anybody's listening to this only, Chloe, do you have any updates whatsoever on Caitlin Clark's health status?
The most I know is, what's already been reported in the sense of she's been running up and down full speed. As far as I know,
that is a positive. The fact she's running up and down, a lot of people are like, oh, the groin injury is lateral movement and stuff. But I'm like, it is. It 100% is. But also the lack of severity in this current groin injury. I don't think I think her groin has been probably fully healed for weeks. I think now it's a situation where they are trying to, they're trying to make sure that she doesn't get hurt again, more so than it is trying to get her back out. Because I do think that had she not been injured 3 times, she'd be playing right now. That's probably likely.
She hasn't, come back to practice yet. The Fever didn't hold practice or an official practice yesterday. They didn't hold shoot around this morning. So last time I saw them in a practice capacity was shoot around on Tuesday. And that was, Caitlin was there for the first couple minutes when everyone was just warming up. And then after they officially started shoot around, she left with a trainer to go back to do some individual rehab recovery work. She's participating in the half-court contests or half-court contests before each games, it seems like, but it doesn't look like she's doing, any drills with the team as of yet.
Yeah. And two, I know that it's been brought up before, and it felt this way too when she was going through this earlier in the season, but there's really no reason to rush it. The team's playing well. They're vibing. You keep talking about the long-term future. There's no value in rushing her back. So it's nice that she's afforded this extra runway to come back as well.
But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing with this is that there's no reason to rush her back. There's absolutely no reason to rush Caitlin Clark back because I genuinely think that the longer they can keep Caitlin out, the more they will without it risking the playoffs. It's not like they're gonna wait till the second 2 games before the playoffs for her to come back. I think they're gonna hold out. When it comes to the standings right now, you could potentially get to the 2nd seed and come up against the Sparks, where I think even with Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever might not win that series. But you could end up as the 7th seed and face the Mercury, where I think the Fever do win that series. So it's one of those things where it's the whole playoffs. Look, the Fever are not going to not make the playoffs. They're 3 games ahead of the Sparks. The Valkyries, the Mystics are trying to lose, and the Valkyries are going to fade. I've said it the whole year. They don't have the talent to hang with these teams. I'm not saying they're going to be they're going to fall to where the Sky are, but they're going to fade. They're going to fade a little bit. The bottom 3 teams are the bottom 3 teams. They are 6 games ahead of the Sky. They're not going to go 6 games worse than the Sky the rest of the year. But we're in a situation, is about 15 games left in the year. If you are the Indiana Fever, you need to make the playoffs. You need 20 wins will make the playoffs. So the Fever need to go 3-12 the rest of the way to pretty much guarantee their playoffs. And no matter what, they're going to go 3-12, 3-12. If you're the Fever, the only thing I really don't want for the Fever is the Lynx. I think the Fever have a puncher's chance against the Liberty in best of 3. I think the Fever beat the Storm, even with Brittany Sykes. Oh, maybe not. That's a tough one. I think the Fever beat the Dream. No matter what, I think the Fever beat the Dream. I think the Fever beat the Mercury. I think the Fever win both of those games. They're a game and a half off both of them right now. I think they beat both the Dream and the Mercury in the playoffs with Caitlin Clark healthy. I think they have a puncher's chance against the Liberty. I think they beat the Aces. I think they beat the Valks if they're in there. I don't think they're going to be. I think they lose to the Sparks. The Storm is a really close one. And I just the only team I think I don't even give them a puncher's chance against is the Minnesota Lynx. I think the Lynx are just too good. I think they're too well-rounded. I think they're too solid as a team. I think even with Fee injured, I can see them struggling to lose. Like, I can see them go with Fee out for maybe 7 or 8 more games. Like, they're playing the Mystics, the Liberty again, the Liberty. Like, why did they play the Liberty 3 games in a row? And then, like, I think Fee and Caitlin are going to be back around the same time. I think the Minnesota Lynx without Fee are much better than Fever without Caitlin. I think, again, when you've got Jess Shepherd and you can go and you've got Dejanay who's in there now, who's going to be a huge help, especially when Fee's not there. And then, like, all you do is you replace Jess Shepherd's minutes with Clean Cove off the bench. Like, they're still a real nice team. So, look, with all that being said, I think they can rest Caitlin as much as possible because the playoffs, the seeding doesn't really matter that much because, let's be honest, there's not that big of a difference between the Sparks in 9. If you take out the Valks, there's not that big of a difference between the Sparks in 9 and the Dream at 3. Like, they're incredibly, incredibly close as far as like ability goes, and anyone can beat anyone. Like, matchups is a big, big thing. But anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. Like, Caitlin, we know she's running in a straight line. We know she's running. Her not practiced with the team is a bit of a concern, but the fact that she's doing straight line running, we can be quite confident that she's coming back. So we need to stop all this talk that Caitlin's not coming back. I think it's just a case of trying to get Caitlin right for the playoffs, and there's a non-zero chance that Caitlin's injury is something that she's not going to be able to fix till the offseason, but it's not going to get worse. Like, there's a non-zero chance that she's been told, look, you're going to play, but when you come back in, you're going to probably be hurt after 4 or 5 games again. And then it might be a situation where it's like, look, they bring her back. Because they have next week, I think, between Sunday and Friday, they don't have a game. So I would say she's going to ramp up. I think she's going to be out for the next 10 days. And she's going to do bits of practice. And then I think when they've got that Sunday through Friday break, my prediction is the 22nd against the Minnesota Lynx. That is my prediction. Is it based on anything? I mean, kind of. Like, I think it's a good time. She's going to get her practice in. She's going to get more time to heal. I think everything is pointing towards that being the game that Caitlin Clark comes back for. Anyway, that's the video. I'll see you guys.